Welcome back to the show, everyone. Today we are going to continue our conversation about what to do if you do not have a purpose in your life right now. If you do not know what your life purpose is at this time, it is very simple. Your purpose is to develop yourself. Self-development. You need to grow and expand. You need to become the highest peak level version of yourself that you can at this time in order to find your purpose in life. Now that was part one where you built the foundation. Now you have to expand. We covered the first 6 critical steps to self-development, which was strength, conquering fear, learning to fight, mastering intelligence, being self-sufficient, and owning relationships. Now we are just giving you a cheat code checklist on how to do this stuff. It is on you how you fill out those checklists. If you feel that you're ready for part 2, please continue. If not, do not be afraid to stop this video, find part 1, come back when you're ready. That was the foundation. But as you will hear me often say, power is a game of accumulation. And if you stop at building yourself, you will still always be at the mercy of the world. So now it is time to expand your power beyond yourself and into the world around you. All right, we're gonna start at step 7 since we already discussed steps 1 through 6. Step 7 is learn to make money. I know that sounds stupid. You should already know this. But without financial control, you are always at the mercy of others. A weak man depends on others. A powerful man controls his own survival. A broke man has no power. A broke man has no freedom. A broke man cannot dictate his future. The world respects and listens to those who control resources. So you have to put yourself in a position to where others will listen to what you have to say so that you can be in a position of authority. So you have to make money, you have to invest money, and you have to control money. Most men trade their hours for scraps, building another man's empire instead of their own. Don't be that man. That is not power. Plain and simple, that is servitude. So you got to learn business, learn investments, learn strategy. I tell people all the time, man, you should be spending 1 hour per day, every single day, learning finance. Get your finance IQ up. The man who controls his income controls his destiny. Get in control of your destiny. Step 8, develop unshakable discipline. No excuses, no negotiation with weaknesses, period. By this point, you should have already built the body. You've built the mind. Now you have to build the willpower to execute endlessly. Every great man that you admire, he was disciplined. Every empire built on discipline. Every legend remembered was a man who refused to break. Now the problem is that most people just fall straight into easy grooves. They make excuses, they rationalize their laziness, they wait for motivation instead of just moving without hesitation. You cannot put yourself in those kinds of positions. If you find yourself in that place, you need to remove yourself from it immediately. Hold yourself to the highest levels of accountability. Discipline separates the powerful from the weak. And if you're weak, you can become stronger than the powerful if you are disciplined and they are not. Plain and simple. The man who trains when he doesn't feel like it is the one who wins. The man who grinds when others relax is the one who wins. The man who shows up without compromise, without negotiation, and without emotion always wins. Over time, you will consistently win. Now, most people only take action when it's convenient, only when they feel like it, when they have time, whatever, when they just have a spare few moments. You have to take action because it's necessary, not because you have a free moment to do so. That's why you will always be ahead. If you become that person, you will always be ahead. Just take action because it's necessary. Step 9, build an aura of dominance. Walk, speak, and move like a man who commands the room. It's not just what you have, it's how you carry it. Most men walk through life apologizing for existing. Most men lower their voice, lower their presence, and fade into the background. Most men make themselves smaller. Powerful men move differently. They absolutely move completely differently. They take up space. They speak with authority. They own every room they enter. Now you could be thinking to yourself, now why does this matter as long as you're getting things done? If you look like a leader, people will follow. If you speak like a leader, people will listen. If you move like a leader, people will assume you are one. And most people are followers. They're looking for someone to guide them. They will get in line behind you. The world itself bends to the man who carries himself like he owns it. If you want power, you got to start acting like you already have it. Plain and simple. Step 10, practice extreme accountability. Own everything in your life. You hear me say this all the time. I even already mentioned it once in this video. Weak men blame. Powerful men own. The weak blame the system. The weak blame their upbringing. The weak blame bad luck, bad genetics, bad circumstances. I especially hear the genetics one because I'm in the gym all the time. Believe it or not, I look good, but I do not have good genetics. I just consistently work hard. The powerful take full responsibility. If you lose, it's your fault. If you're weak, it's your fault. If you're broke, it's your fault. If something goes wrong, it's your fault. I don't care what the circumstances were that led up to it. Your fault. Take ownership. The moment you accept total control, the game changes. It could change completely. Most people hear that and fall apart. You have to hear that and become unstoppable. The man who owns everything in his life owns his future. Something goes wrong, it is your fault. Take responsibility, because if it's your fault, that means you can do something about it. Step 11, you need to refine your communication skills. The ability to persuade is the ability to control. You can be the strongest, smartest, and most disciplined man alive, but if you can't communicate, you will always be at a disadvantage. Plain and simple. Power is being able to command a room with your words. Power is being able to influence people without them even realizing it. Power is understanding human nature so deeply that you can predict people's moves before you make them. Weak men, they struggle to express themselves. They lack presence in conversation. They fail to persuade, negotiate, or dominate social situations. And plain and simple, life is a game of dominance. It is a power struggle. Life is a game of struggle to power. Powerful men know that words are weapons. You've heard that countless times in your life, guaranteed. So there's certain things that you always hear. Learn to sell, learn to negotiate, learn to influence. Because the man who can control a conversation can control the battlefield. Plain and simple. Words are extraordinarily powerful. Words matter. The final command. Power is a game of accumulation. Never stop accumulating power. The second you stop growing, you start dying. So you got to get stronger, get smarter, get richer. You got to get harder to manipulate. That is probably one of the most important ones. Most of us are born pretty easy to manipulate because the systems and the limitations that are placed upon us from birth forward. So you have to get past that. Because power is a game of accumulation, as I consistently say. So if you're letting other people manipulate you, they control you. They are gaining the power over you. They're accumulating that power over you. Every day you are either stacking advantages or falling behind. Every day you are either gaining leverage or giving it away. Every day you are either becoming more dangerous or more irrelevant. You have to be a threat to the established order. Plain and simple, that is a danger. This is how you separate yourself from other men. If you apply all 11 steps, you will not recognize yourself in a year. You will not look the same. You will not think the same. You damn sure will not live the same. You will be unshakable, unstoppable, dominant. Keep in mind that those things mean that you just do not stop until you succeed, not that you will never fail. And the men or the women, whoever that laughed at you when you started, they'll be looking up at you from below, wondering how you did it. Every one of us who succeeded in something has gone through that same situation. So you have to expand or be forgotten. Weak men build nothing. Weak men conquer nothing. Weak men die forgotten. But you will not be weak. You will build. You will conquer. You will expand. You will become the highest level version of yourself that you possibly can, and you will consistently raise yourself up another level throughout the rest of your life, because power is only given to those willing to take it.